The highly anticipated Stash Tab Affinity feature for Path of Exile has been released. It essentially offers players the option to automatically sort their items into dedicated stash tabs. Hi guys, Catmaster here with another video. Today we're going to look at the Stash Tab Affinity feature, which has been released yesterday, so I'm a day late to the party, but I figured let's give GGG a little bit of a grace period if there's like some quick adjustments that they want to make before I give you my opinion on it so far. Before we look at this, just a quick reminder, I stream most Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays at 4:20 Central European Time, and every other Saturday on my channel, there's the Fated Connections podcast with usually 2 guests from the Path of Exile community and my co-host Valor Mage. So check that out on all audio platforms and tomorrow night live on my channel. So I've been busy collecting a little bit of loot. I ran a couple of heists and we got a full inventory of loot. And now we can, instead of dumping it all into a dump tab as we used to do before, we can actually right-click tabs and set affinities for special items. Now for the specific tabs like the currency tab or the map tab, you can only set that specific affinity so that all the items of that particular type are automatically added into this tab regardless of which tab you have selected. But on regular tabs or premium tabs, you get the full option to set Blight, Delirium, Divination card, Fragment, Metamorph, Currency, Delve, Essence, Map, or unique affinities, which is really amazing. Let's just see if we quickly put all the affinities on here. I already worked a little bit on this. So we got the Fragment affinity on the Fragment tab, we got the Delirium on the Delirium tab. And as you can see, like when you set an affinity, there is this little symbol that gets added to the name of the tab to make sure that you know that this tab has an affinity. And that's currently, I think, one of the biggest complaints. We'll go over the complaints that I have later. There's not many. First of all, really important to know, this is completely free, right? This does not only work with the dedicated tabs and the premium tabs, but you can just use your standard tabs that you have on your account. And you can say that, you know, here, that's where my unique items go, for example, right? And really cool. I'm not sure why I'm keeping this one. Oh, because of the minion damage implicit. But let's see what happens when I just, you know, select this dump tab and now we start clicking. So it also switches the stash. You can put on auto navigation and it automatically goes to the stash tab where your item is supposed to go, right? So I click on the Blight, it goes to the Blight tab, Currency, Fragment, switches to the Fragment tab. It actually also goes pretty fast. And then here, you know, unique. Apparently div cards are unique. Okay. No, so some things just go into the tab without the game thinking about it, right? So like if I have a tab selected that can hold a given item and there's no affinities for that, like for the jewel, then it just still goes into the tab, which is a little bit weird. If you have the auto navigation on and you click a Blight item into the tab and then, for example, this jewel, then the jewel will go into the Blight tab. But you can prevent that from happening by switching off the auto navigation, and then you'll just go onto your dump tab. You just click, everything goes into the dedicated tab without you actually switching to that tab, and everything else goes into the heist thing. I mean, I haven't played a lot since this was deployed. I'm planning to catch up this weekend. And it looks like it's going to be very nice, and it's going to take a long time for these dump tabs to fill up with this functionality, because like basically the majority of items that you could find and that you could want to sort into your tabs is taken care of with these affinities, which is really nice. Things that are left to be desired, in my opinion, we need more affinity types, right? Like this is just a droplet on a hot stone, basically. But really, like, prophecy items should be here. And I think there should also be a option for whatever the current league items are. For example, contracts and rogue markers, right? Like, it doesn't even have to say heist here. If it just says current league, then that would be completely fine, right? Because then would work with any future league, and the items just need to be tagged by GGG as they get introduced, as this is current league, and then when the league ends, they get their own kind of type, or they don't if it doesn't go core. But yeah, just my thought here. It would be really nice to have prophecy, right? Because prophecy items, itemized prophecies, are also a type of item that would make sense. They don't have their own tab just yet. Maybe they will have in the future, but they should have their own affinity. And another complaint that I've seen is also very common is these buttons. Now, this add a new tab button is normally here anyway. This was supposed to disappear as soon as you have more than 10 tabs, but like for a normal 4-tab player, this is always there. And this just leads you to the store, which, by the way, all of the items for stash tabs have been discounted. So if you've been looking to buy them, this would be a great time to buy them at a greatly discounted price. But as always, I would recommend you to only buy them at a discounted price, because they usually go on sale every 3 weeks. You can see when the next Stash Tab sale is predicted on the Path of Exile subreddit. Yeah, another complaint is that aside from these buttons taking space that we don't really need, it would be nice to have the visual indicator that indicates whether a tab has an affinity or not selected. It would be nice if that wouldn't take up tab space, because right now the tab naming meta is already, you put something between 1 and 3 letters just so that, or 4 letters, just so that the tab doesn't get super long, right? So you can go SU, you can go SUN. Let's see, 3 letters already make the tab name longer. And then if I add the affinity, that even makes the tab name longer, which means that there's less tabs that can appear up here. So that's maybe something to take into consideration. It would be cool if instead of a symbol, we'd get like a little frame or like a visual effect to indicate that Stash Tab affinity is active, because yeah, the space is in short supply. But GGG also implemented Stash Tab folders, which are actually supposed to help a lot. So right now I can fairly say that I have tons of tabs that hold uniques. So I could make a unique folder, right? And then we have this here. I don't know. Yeah, you can just drag and drop them onto the folder. And then you actually get to make your own unique folder. I got tons of tabs. Dude, guys, don't copy my stash style. Like I keep way too many uniques. I'll put that in here. Let's put that one in there as well. This one's all the uniques. This one's uniques. And then we had a unique tab up here. So yeah, I should probably buy the regular unique tab. A lot of people tell me that. I'm like, you're SSF? You don't have the unique tab? I don't like the unique tab. The unique tab holds 1 unique of every kind. I like to store several copies of certain uniques, right? And you could only put 1 of those into the unique tab, so it wouldn't save me any space, really. At least not a lot. But yeah, basically, Stash Tab folder feature allows you to have a tab that contains other tabs. Also really, really nice, but lacking some functionality. As you can see, we cannot change the colors. We can just change the name. Of course, this is great because it allows you to put a name on tabs that are previously, you know, like regular tabs that can't be adjusted in terms of names and color. So that's really good. It's basically premium tabs for free. So GGG, really big props for me for rolling this out the way that they rolled it out, because they could have easily gated this feature behind a paywall, but they didn't. And that's what I respect. Like, that's really big ideal for me. Like, I really want the game to not drift apart further between I don't want the group of players that pay for the game and the group of players that play it for free to drift apart further apart. I'm really I'm really in the boat where I'm like, you know, Path of Exile is basically a pay-to-play game, and the game is so amazing, it gives you so much content that you should be paying for it. But I do appreciate that there's people around the world who can just not afford currently spending money on the game, and I don't want people who play the game for free to be severely gutted over people who actually have the money to spend on it. Regardless, that was my quick Stash tab feature review. I'm looking forward to giving this a super hard stress test on the stream. I'm going live in a couple of minutes, and yeah, I guess I'll see you on there. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your Stash tab affinities for free. Make sure you, if you had a plan to buy stuff from GGG, then do it now to show them how much you appreciate this feature being implemented basically for free. If you have any questions, any input, make sure drop it in the comments down below or visit me on the stream at twitch.tv/CatmasterOP. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.